name is Jason Putz. I'm a physical therapist at Physical Therapy Solutions, and during this COVID-19 time, I thought we'd do something fun for a little bit of 20 minutes of exercise. So the CDC says trying to do 20 to 30 minutes of exercise 3 to 4 times a week is beneficial to all of us, and so I think that trying to get that in and doing an old little Richard Simmons working out to the oldies is probably a good thing. I cannot say that I'm technologically savvy, so there's a little bit of music playing in the background. At home, you're probably going to have to put it on your own radio station. Locally, we have great radio stations here that you can put on, KDST out of Dyersville and KCMH out of Manchester do a great job, and you can do a little sweating to the music that they're playing there. So we're going to just start out. Number one, I want to make this fun. It should be a little bit entertaining, but yet we're still going to get some exercise performed here. So we're going to start out with just some simple stretching, and I will say that most of this is going to be geared towards my older clientele, but at the same time, if you increase your reps and maybe increase your speed with what you're doing, you will get a workout of the full body no matter what. And I'll kind of talk through a little bit of how we're going to do some of those things. But first of all, we're going to start with just stretching. So first thing, stretching of the upper body. We're just going to stretch the shoulders a little bit because we are going to do upper body and lower body and enjoy all of it. So a little bit of hold on each side, stretching out both shoulders. Good. And stretching behind your back, just trying to take both arms back there and stretching that out, and just hold for a little bit. And we'll gradually work into things here this morning. For your feet and your legs, all you're going to need is today is this chair for your exercise, because we're going to use that as far as trying to balance. And so just trying to stick your feet behind you and kind of lean your body forward and stretch out those calves. And just, again, a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do about 2 or 3 of those. Kind of stretch those out. Those are your big muscles of your gastroc. And then we can do a little smaller muscles by bending your knee, still keeping your heel down, and stretching both of those, stretching your soleus out. Both muscles in your lower legs, and trying to really just get those warmed up for some activities that we're going to be doing today. So I will encourage anybody to shoot me an email if you like this video, if you're entertained by this video, share it with as many people as you can. I think the more active we are during this COVID-19 time, the better we are, as long as we're safe with our social distancing. Okay, with both muscles in your lower legs stretched out, we're going to stretching out your hamstrings and your quads and hip flexors. And so just standing next to a chair or a countertop, and you can just start to slowly just kind of swing your leg back and forth. By swinging your leg back and forth, we're just starting to get that thing loosened up. As we come forward, we're stretching our hamstrings. As we go backwards and try to kick our butt, we're stretching our hip flexors. As you start nice and slow, maybe 5 reps nice and slow, and then slowly kind of pick up your speed and pick up your distance, and then you'll start to feel more of that stretch. Another 5 of those, and then you can kind of pick up your pace a little bit more as you feel comfortable. Another 5 of those, and just working on that balance. So again, one of our things is balance, trying to keep our balance as we all age. And so opposite leg, again, start out small and low for about 5 of them, and then pick up your pace a little bit more and pick up your distance that your leg's traveling. Another 5 of those. And then finish off strong with really getting that leg up in the air and really trying to kick yourself in the butt. Another 5 of those. And by the time we get up here, we should be having our heart rate up a little bit and feeling a little warm. And that warmth will help with that weight loss management, help stimulate those endorphins to decrease our pain and make us in a better mood. So last one for stretching here is going to be kind of kicking our leg forward and in, and then back and out. Forward and in, and back and out. Again, we're starting out really low and easy at the beginning with 5 of them. And then we're going to start to kick a little bit harder for the next 5. And then the last 5, kind of get that leg really up in the air. So this is where we're stretching out. When our legs behind us, we're stretching out our groin. When our legs in front of us, we're stretching out our glutes. So trying to get that. And then as you're hanging on, you're really trying to balance as much as you can. Trying to work on single leg balancing on that opposite leg, which you're actually working on strength on that side too. And then we'll switch to the other side. Again, start out low and easy. And these are things that I have my teenagers do, my soccer players, baseball players, football players, all do. So again, we can do all these with low intensity and kind of gradually increase your intensity based on what you're able to do. We'll see how short a breath I get as we do these today. There we go. And last 5, really getting way up high and way back and way up high and way back, as long as you can tolerate that. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to sit in the chair. And again, I will say, depending on who you are and what you're capable of doing, we're going to start out nice and easy, and then we're going to progress a little bit harder. So first thing, just kind of wiggling your feet and ankles back and forth, doing about 10 of those of just up and down and back and forth. And a lot of these things that are easy in the chair, for my older clients, I'll say you can do them now, and then you can do them at lunchtime, and then you can do them at supper time several times throughout the day. So that's plantar flexion, dorsiflexion of the ankles, back and forth. And then we're going to go kicking one leg out, hold 1, 2, 3, kick the other leg out, hold 1, 2, 3. So just kind of back and forth doing knee extension, and that hold is what's important, okay? So I don't want people just to kind of kick and kick and kick. I want you to hold out there for 1, 2, 3, hold out there for 1, 2, 3, and get that muscle fatigued in that leg, okay? And that's the enjoyment of doing all this, is a little bit of fatigue, a little bit, I know that I've just done something and having fun doing it. So now let's work on hip flexion. So now we're just going to march in place, and we can kind of do opposites. If that knee's up, this arm's up, kind of just like we're walking. So again, at first here, I'm going to tell you, let's do 10 of each, and then we can kind of progress and do a little bit more of that as we kind of progress on throughout the time here. So we're going to do some sitting, we're going to do some standing, and we're going to try to get all those done throughout the day, or this morning here. And so those are a little bit of leg stuff. Now we're going to go to upper body. So both arms out in front, thumbs up, and let's go up and over. And we're going to do 10 of those. Try and keep those arms straight and stretch on out at the top as much as you can. There's 2, and keep on working that over, working, stretching those arms out and having some fun, raising your arms up in the air. Again, if you got some partners, that'd be great. You're doing some social distancing. You might just be doing this in your kitchen all by yourself, by the kitchen sink. Do it on chairs that are not gonna roll away on you, okay? And so that's out in front, and now we're gonna go out to the side. Thumbs up and straight on up. If you are feeling strong and this is too easy to be doing with just your arms by themselves, I'll say go ahead and put some soup cans in your hand, some big bean cans. You can put a half-gallon milk is 4 pounds in your hands. You can kind of go up and down, but trying to make that a little bit more strenuous for people that is too easy for. For everybody else, you just try to go through your as much range of motion as possible, trying to stretch yourself out. Good. And again, same thing. If you got some cans, you could be doing some flexion here with the cans, working on just going back and forth. If you're a younger person, you can put some dumbbells in your hands and work on that. The key is slow, controlled, and try to get that motion. And we're just trying to lubricate everything up, getting some exercise in this morning. And then we can come on up, and we go hands behind head, and then just straight on up. Hands behind head, straight on up. There we go. We got 3 coming up here. and then 4, and 5. Good job. Enjoying yourself this morning? I guess it could be any day, any time of the day right now with this wonderful stuff. I thought I was going to bring my boom box out this morning, but couldn't find it. I thought it would be entertaining for some kids to even know what a boom box is. But again, couldn't find it. Okay, perfect. We're going to be finished up with our sitting down exercises right now, but if you did feel like it's safer for you to be sitting down, stay sitting down and repeat those exercises over and over again. Now we're just going to go to the back of the chair and work on more of kind of balance and strengthening exercises with your body weight. And one simple, easy one that I would encourage people to do throughout the day as much as they possibly can is just basically sit to stands. When you're doing sit to stands, especially for my older clients, I will say try to sit down as soft as you possibly can. So when you go to sit down, you're sitting down, touching your butt like a feather, and then coming right back up. That's a body weight squat. We do it all the time, every time we sit down and get it back up. So if you do multiple of those throughout the day, you're gonna get a lot more strength in your thighs and in your butt and your low back, trying to help you be able to do some of those things. So I encourage sit to stands. You can call them sit to stands, you can call them squats, you can call them whatever you want, but trying to do those often throughout the day. We had a challenge here at the clinic with all my coworkers, and we were bodyweight squatting throughout the day, having a good time, and got your exercise in throughout the day. So again, I'm not a very good counter. I expect my patients to do all the counting for themselves. So trying to do about 10 of those, come back around. We're gonna go to the back side of the chair, and now, again, you can be at the kitchen countertop, you can be wherever. If you're gonna just go up on your tiptoes, hold a 1, 2, 3, and back down. So working those calf muscles, trying to keep most of the weight on your big toes and not your pinky toes. That just kind of emphasizes that calf muscle a little bit more, and we get more gain out of it. So trying to push yourself to really do that. And again, trying to just barely hang on for balance. If you don't need to hang on for balance, that's great. But from a safety standpoint, hanging on is probably the best thing for you to be the most safe. So again, you get up there, you hold for that 1, 2, 3, and you do a 10 of those, you're gonna know that you've just done something in your calf. Again, we can rotate back to these and do these over again and over these again. I'm only gonna make you do 20 minutes of exercise this morning, but I'm gonna strongly encourage you 20 to 30 minutes, and I would like it to be done daily during this time, especially if you're not getting outside and doing some of those. But again, I'll strongly encourage you to be out walking, just enforce your own social distancing when you are outside. So there's the calves, good ones there. Okay, so standing here, we can kind of start to kick our leg out to the side, hold 1, 2, 3, out to the side, and hold 1, 2, 3. Try to keep that foot straight ahead and not turned out to the side like this. That's gonna be more of a hip flexor, and I'm trying to get more of a gluteus medius out of here. So you're standing up tall, you're not leaning off to the side, and you're really kind of kicking out. Hold 1, 2, 3, and then back. And again, you're trying to balance as much as you possibly can and not have a death grip on the back of the chair or on this kitchen sink. That death grip really decreases what you're doing over in your other leg, which is also being beneficial right now. So trying to single leg balance, 1, 2, 3, and come back up, 1, 2, 3, come back up. Again, I didn't count. I should have somebody here this morning to count for me. That would be wonderful, huh? So hopefully we're enjoying some of these. You got some good music playing this morning or this afternoon or this evening, whatever you're doing at whatever time. But we're getting some of this stuff in here, which is just simple activities that keep those muscles loose and strong, and keep us healthy and motivated and moving. Okay. Again, I would count for 5 to 10, count for 3 seconds, but do about 10 of those, trying to keep that straight leg straight. Next one, you're gonna go, we're gonna go this way, and you're just gonna take it straight behind you. Again, you're gonna hold for 1, 2, 3, and try to balance as much as you can. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can. Bending it up makes a shorter lever arm and it doesn't work as hard. And then again, we're on our other leg, so we're making that leg have to work as well. And so trying to get some of that opposite leg working. So you may feel like you're working this leg because you're moving it, but you'll feel the pressure and the strength happening in your opposite leg. And again, if I do stuff really fast, I'm not working as much because I'm using momentum. I want to use my strength and stability to kind of maintain what I want. And again here, try to stay up as erect as you possibly can. As we fatigue, we're going to lean on the chair and really bend over, and then we don't have to work as hard because now we're balancing on something else. Let's switch over to the other leg. And again, movement is better than nothing, okay? So movement is our medicine, and as physical therapists, this is what we like to do because we know that it does great things for our body, but it also helps a little bit with our mind. And I would say at this point in time, being confined to your homes, our mind's probably getting a little nutty, and so getting some exercise in, getting your heart rate up a little bit, and getting those natural endorphins to kick in will make our moods a little bit better as well, especially if we're confined with our loved ones. My loved ones are going to be really excited about seeing this video. They always like me to see my headband on and my short shorts on, and so we'll see if my daughters repost and send to all their friends. So okay, I think we got about 10 of those in. We'll have to, somebody will be counting for us, right? Okay, so again, we did a little bit of sitting hip flexion. Now we can do standing hip flexion. So I can come up, 1, 2, 3, and back down. I kind of encourage to do what you do with walking with your arm. So if my leg's going forward, my arm's going backwards on the same side. So when I'm doing this, I'm taking my arm backwards, and I'm just using this to balance a little bit on my other side, so I maintain balance and I don't lose my balance over there. But again, if I can do this without hanging on, my opposite arm would go up as this goes up, kind of like I'm running, and then I come back down, and I come up, and I come back down. Again, holding that for a good 3 to 5 seconds really makes strength over on the other side, and it really kind of engages my core, because if I didn't have a strong core, then I'd be kind of tilting off to the side trying to hold my balance. So the more you can do that single leg stuff safely, I'll say the better off you're going to be. And then just think about your alignment. So I won't want your leg to come up and be over here. I won't want it to be out of here, because when I walk and when I jog or run, I want that to be straight in front of me to kick on out to do my running. So that's just another way to kind of advance that if you're capable of it. Again, so now we go switch over to the other side. So again, if I have to hang on, I'm just going to go opposite now. So this leg, this arm's going to go up. And again, that 3 seconds, and you'll feel it in the leg that you're standing on, but you're obviously working this leg too against gravity. So again, if I can kind of not have to hang on, I'm just doing my 3 to 5 second holds, trying to balance and really stimulate those muscles of coordination, balance, and strength, all those things that we want that keep us moving and active and enjoying a good time. I don't really have any really good jokes. My children love my social media jokes of what's a turtle's social media is Snappy Chatty. I'll have to get some new jokes from my daughter for next video here. So, okay, so that was some lower body stuff. That's all good stuff that we can be doing. We did stuff in front, we did stuff out to the side, we did stuff behind. Good stuff. Let's go back to the bodyweight squats, because I love those. You cannot do enough of those. I want legs being tired. I want your butt being touching like a feather. If it's hard to get to a normal chair, use a bar stool. If it's easy to do a bar stool, not in a normal chair, I'd encourage getting 1 or 2 pillows to get the chair up a little bit, and then you don't have to go as deep. But trying to get yourself to sit softly. I'll say a lot of people will want to sit where they feel like they have to sit all the way back in the chair. You'll tend to lose your balance when you do that. So when we get up, we usually scoot ourselves to the front of the chair. our feet are slightly behind our knees. Our knees are going to be forward, and then my body weight has to come forward for me to come up. And so I want that motion there, nice and easy, not a motion where I'm kind of falling back, okay? So again, if you feel like you're falling back, put some pillows in the chair, make it a little bit higher so you can make it a little bit easier on yourself as far as doing some of that, okay? So it should be 10 reps at your speed of just kind of going up and down. And for those younger people, you can do 20, you can do 30 at a time. Feel the burn in your thighs, feel the burn in your butt, but it has to be slow and controlled. I like to kind of bring my arms up forward to kind of help balance me out. My back end's gonna be heavy and pull me back. So if I have my arms out in front of me, that's kind of getting that. And then again, this forward lean. So think about my legs, my feet being the teeter-totter point, the fulcrum, and I have to have some weight behind and I have to have some weight in front. So trying to keep that balance as you're going back and forth. Excellent job this morning. We can make this an Iowa Public Television little episode here every morning. Perfect. Let's see what time we got going on here. Ooh, we're already over our 20 minutes here. Let's do a little cool down. And so all the time, and from a physical therapy standpoint, I would say doing a stretch to warm yourself up, but finishing out with a little cool down and just relaxation stuff would be good too. So again, let's go back to the stuff that we did at the beginning so we can kind of stretch our arms out to the side and just kind of hold for a good 5 seconds. And again, we don't need to do a ton of these, maybe 2 or 3 reps, just to kind of cool ourselves off, okay? I hope you guys had a good time this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, whenever you decide to play and do this video. You can laugh and entertain yourself by the video, but I'd encourage you to be active while you're watching the video. That's my eventual goal here, is to keep people active in our local community and around the world.